Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to a new video. So if you've been playing recently, you already know all about the CCU, and you just know how much of a mess it's been recently. Honestly, in my opinion, the game has overall been improved, but it's still a mess with all the damage values being all over the place. And it's kind of strange to think about how in week 2 of testing grounds everyone was saying it was near perfect, yet they decided to instead of fixing the issues with the week 2 testing grounds, they decided just to make a whole new version of the patch where they just use some script to standardize damage values, ignoring everything else about the character. Like, they standardized zones doing like 17 damage, yet Raider's zone, which is his main opener ability, and his guard break punish, he now only deals 17 damage with that, while Kensei, on the other hand, is dealing 35 damage after a guard break. Now, the devs said they're gonna fix some issues on August 13th with a patch. So some of the highlights of that are they're letting Orochi, after fainting his top heavy, the guard break will work against rollers, but that doesn't really matter since you can back dodge the entire thing. They're making Highlander's offensive form lights now cost more stamina, because they used to cost a light attack's worth of stamina, now they cost a heavy attack worth of stamina. One of the bigger ones is all double light combos, Shaman, Shinobi, Orochi, Warden, and Shaolin. Instead of cost the subsequent lights after the first one, instead of costing 12, are going to cost 6. So Shaolin's still going to have to invest 2 heavies worth of stamina into 15 damage. While in my opinion, you should never just side light on Shaolin anymore, because he does 15 damage with his triple light, and he does about 12 damage with his top light. So if you're gonna Qui form from side lights, you're gonna deal 10 damage, while you're actually gonna deal more damage just by top lighting into Qui. So it's kind of weird that they just didn't think about that. So yeah, if you're a Shaolin player, just don't use your side lights, just top light. It's just better now. And one of the other things is they're gonna adjust a bunch of damage that was too high, such as like Centurion. What's kind of weird right now though is they're nerfing Lawbringer's light after a heavy finisher. So now he gets even less damage off of his unblockable light parry punish. So if you're a Lawbringer player, one thing that's better to do is after a light parry, hold side guard for a second, then do a top heavy from neutral, and you're actually going to deal more damage than just doing your unblockable into light. I still have no idea why they aren't reverting the damage values, because they're kind of just all over the place. After Konk's first hit of his zone, each subsequent hit is only dealing 3 damage. So basically, you're only going to be able to clear minions with that. And the risk reward for lights is just all over the place. It's like kind of weird. What I mean by that is you're only going to deal like 11 damage if you throw out a light. Yeah, if you get parried, you're going to take like 40 to 50 damage depending on the character. The week 2 damage values weren't like the best, but they were better than what we got. And it's just kind of weird to get this patch, like, in this state. Like, in my opinion, heavy damage across the board, not including some characters that have already gotten their heavy damage destroyed, just need to get lowered. I still think Warden should only get a side heavy off of his charged shoulder bash, and it also should do less damage. I think Warmonger's heavy attack after charged punch should only deal like 25 damage, because like dying in like 3 hits, 3 wrong reads, is not really fun for anyone, to be honest. And they kind of just need to tone Kensei's damage down, because how they wanted to make it is they wanted to make chain heavies deal like more damage. They wanted to make damage ramp up, but they completely forgot about Kensei, who automatically progresses in his chain for guard breaking and throwing. So now Kensei just deals some ridiculous damage. There's also a lot of other things that don't really make sense with this update. Like all of Orochi's changes, Aramusha's nerf. So let's start with Orochi. So they nerfed his lights to 500 milliseconds and gave him an unblockable top heavy. And it just had to be his top heavy, and they also slowed it down. I'm not actually sure if his out of stamina punish suffered because of this. His top heavy has much less tracking than his side heavy, so you can actually just back dodge the entire mix up. He can't guard break you or anything. He lost his main opener, which were his 400 millisecond light attacks, and now Orochi doesn't have any openers. Now another thing with Aramusha, yeah, he needed to have his heavy slowed down at some point. In my opinion, Rocksteady should have been nerfed first. but they slowed it down because he was getting too much damage, especially off of a heavy parry. But Aramusha's problem was that was really all he had because he doesn't have a moveset. So it's kind of weird for them just to nerf him to make it look like he's just swinging bricks around with instead of swords. Because like if you've seen his side heavies, it takes so long for him to recover with them. And he really still doesn't have a moveset. They still haven't fixed issues that he's had for a while. Like his blade blockade only gives you a top heavy on a if you do it against a heavy attack. Well, if you do it on a light attack, you only get a ring the bell guaranteed or a kick if they're near a wall that can confirm damage. So I'm just at least hoping that he's getting a rework soon if they did those changes to Aramusha. But yeah, I don't think there's really much more to say about this entire update. So yeah, I think that's it for the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.